Hello. Beep, 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 beep. Welcome. Good morning, everybody. As usual, welcome back to the court of the EDI Edijester. How are we doing today? What's on the block? Free speech once again becomes a topic, and in particular, the free speech within academia. Now, as you're aware, there was a law put together off the back of a report by a marvelous woman called Aqua Reindorf. Did a lot of work in the free speech space. I met with Aqua. She told me I was a troublemaker. She may be right. I shall leave you to decide. It's quite possibly true. And now we have, off the back of that work done by Aqua Reindorf, which was watered down by the current Labour regime, potential violations of free speech regulations at the University of Nottingham. There's lots to talk about in this. But before we get started, please do subscribe, hit the bell, buy me a coffee, usual stuff. Come be a warrior teacher starting in October. Otherwise, let's dig straight in potential violations of free speech regulations at the University of Nottingham from the Committee for Academic Freedom. It has been less than a month since key provisions of the Higher Education Freedom of Speech Act came into effect. Still, examples of universities that remain in likely non-compliance are piling up. The Committee for Academic Freedom has already published stories about the potential violations at the University of Westminster and King's College London. The latest troublemaker is the University of Nottingham, which appears to have committed multiple breaches of free speech protection. So you do love to see it, don't you? You do. That's what I want them to do. I know it sounds silly. I know it sounds contrary to what I stand for, but I want them to do it. I want them to do it. I want them to get fined. I want them to get censured. I want people to be fired. I want to get the whole thing out in the open. So keep doing this nonsense and let's see where we get with it. The examples range from, get this, a job advert to be keen on championing EDI to a transgender guide for staff that lists refusing to address the person using their correct pronoun as an example of unlawful discrimination. At this point, they're just making it up. They're not going to give in, and they're not going to give in because they think they are superior to the rest of us. That's why they're not going to give in. It's for your own good, you poorly people who don't know and don't speak and don't think like your betters do. But you're going to do that, even regardless of when the law says you shouldn't. They are not going to give up. They're not going to give up till they get sued. A few of them get arrested and a couple of them put in jail. They'll give up then. Interesting, isn't it? Modern universities are large, slow-moving bureaucracies, and some lapses in compliance are bound to result from inertia rather than intent. But astonishingly, several of the problematic policies at Nottingham were created or updated within the last year, well after the passage of the new protections. So they've gone, right, okay, there's this new stuff that says we've got to do this way. Have you looked at it? Yeah. Is it important? Well, it's the law. Yeah. But I mean, does it apply to people like us or is it just for the common people? No, it applies to everybody. Surely not. Well, they're not going to come and they're not going to bother to enforce it with us, are they? Because we're the ones that know best. We're the ones that are the elites that will tell the poorly people how they must have their wrong think corrected. This is perhaps, the article continues, not so surprising considering the University of Nottingham was an early mover in an effort to push academia in a more equitable direction. So in other words, communist. Even before the moral panic of 2020, it wasn't a moral panic, really. Nottingham, in a collaboration with the University of Birmingham, established a decolonisation. Isn't Birmingham University where that absolute idiot is? The one that's always on TV moaning about colonials. Right, we've got a problem with colonials. I've had a problem with colonials for over 100 years. What are you talking about? They're all just mad. So they established a decolonisation research group to create a coherent methodology for mainstreaming perspectives that are not the traditional white European middle-class male approaches. Really, I love it. So it's the middle classes in the universities want to get perspectives that are not traditional white European middle-class male approaches. It's just extraordinary, absolutely extraordinary racism. This group, operating under the mellifluous name, there's a word, mellifluous, all in, regularizing ethnic presence in the curriculum, produced a barely literate report encouraging the exploration of such topics as how the subject of equality, diversity, and inclusion is integrated into whole teaching programs, not just as an add-on in discrete modules only, or towards the end of a module or a program. In other words, how white normativity can be managed more effectively to enable a greater sense of belonging to be nurtured for racially minoritized groups in classrooms and beyond. Get in the bin. Like, this is the rubbish. They're still at it, right? This is Nottingham University, for God's sake. We need a Robin Hood, right? But a different type of Robin Hood, who instead of taking from the rich and giving to the poor, goes to the woke and kicks them out the door. That's what we need. Robin Hood with his merry men. Any Wokesters about, Robin? Yep, gonna go and get them now. Who's at the door? It's Marion, let her in. That's what we need. Go get them, I say. Despite the lack of any concrete findings, i.e. no proof of what they're wibbling on about, the report inspired change in several departments at the University of Nottingham. In English studies, module conveners must now ask themselves whether reading lists are sufficiently diverse. If not, they should consider setting an immediate target of doubling that number of authors of colour ahead of next academic year. However, diversifying the curriculum is not enough to truly decolonise it. Indeed, academics are reminded to be wary of the Western conceptualisations of society that have dominated theorisation in all areas of our teaching. These people are absolutely insane, and the universities need to get rid of them. Just fire them. You've got the trail now, so you go back a few years, right? Who's been talking about decolonising? Margaret, Roger, Isabel, Ahmed. Right, get them in. There's a couple more. Hang on a minute. It was Pedro, yeah, right, and Singal. Get them all in, right? Oh, welcome. Thanks for coming. You're all fired. Just do it. Just do it. Take the hit. We're going to take you to a tribunal. Yeah, go on then. Do it and take the hit. Get rid of these people. What's the point of them? In order to combat this Western stranglehold on theory, teachers must take the opportunity to challenge students. Oh, here we go. Unconscious biases. That's designed to undo your safeguarding, by the way. That's designed to make you not think about safeguarding first, but to second guess yourself on every decision. Unconscious biases to prevent their young, vulnerable minds from privileging white authors. Just, right? Glorifying Britain's colonial history. What the hell was wrong with our colonial history? You're all mad. That's why you're here, you bunch of dumplings. Or evaluating non-white cultures negatively. Who's doing that? Who's doing that? Right? What we're doing is evaluating cultures. If the culture is rotten and it happens to be attached to people who are purple, then those purple people are part of a rotten culture. That's got to be a song there somewhere. The purple people are part of a rotten culture. If those people happen to be black, brown, indifferent, white, pink, green, who cares? If the culture is rotten, the culture is rotten. Culture's not race. That's what these people are, race grifters. Of course, these are all transgressions that university students in the 2020s are notoriously prone to commit. As is often the case, the sort of radicalism is supported by a small but very loud faction within the university, while the rest of the staff are quiescent. The All-In research group concludes disappointedly, the study reveals that only a minority of staff are willing to decolonise the curriculum. Good, you bunch of wibblers. Staff in some faculties do not think that EDI applies to them or are reluctant to think through the colonial dimensions to their work. Yeah, right. Tell them to F off. Right? You know what I wish they'd do? I wish the Committee for Academic Freedom, which have written this great piece, which as usual is, all down in the doobries for you to go and have a look at. What I would wish that what they would do is I wish that they would name these people. Just give us a list. Just give us a list. Right? Right, so to quell this resistance once and for all, the authors of the report suggested an official institutional stand for University of Nottingham in support of the decolonisation of the curriculum as an integral part of the values of the university, including enhanced induction programmes for staff and students. Nottingham University appears to have taken these suggestions to heart. An advert for a teaching associate in musicology, posted on the 19th of August, clearly states that the successful candidate will be keen on championing and promoting equality and diversity. I'm not going to go on anymore. You know why? Because I'm sick of this and you should be too. Go and have a read of the article. They bother to write it. You can bother to read it. But from my perspective, they're going to change. EDI is now becoming, it's belonging and togetherness, right? All of it can F off along with every single person that's pushing it. Call it out time and time again. Call it out. Tell them to get lost. Don't get involved. Don't get involved in conversations with them. Once they start, say, I don't believe in that. You can screw off. I'm not talking to you about it. Because they want you to get in conversation because then it makes it a thing. Don't get into conversation with them. Just dismiss them out of hand and tell them to go away. That's my advice. What do I know? What do I know about EDI and DEI? Oh, yeah. Right. Okay. I'll see you all later. Have a great day. Bye-bye.